We good, PJ?
I think so. Yeah.
Sounds good to me. Fire away.
How does it feel to finally be done with preseason and now you're moving on to the regular season?
Yeah, we got really good work in. Got a great chance to evaluate these guys that are fighting for every spot. I thought some guys showed really well tonight, so it'll be fun to recap that tomorrow and make some tough decisions, and then move forward for Pittsburgh Steelers.
Seems like Cordell Olson's pretty entrenched as the left guard. Is that kind of fair to say?
You know, this was Jackson's opportunity. He had missed a couple days. He didn't get to play last week, so we thought we gave him a great opportunity to show himself today.
How do you do?
We'll see.
What did you think of Browning tonight?
I thought he did a nice job. You know, he did a great job moving us down the field, especially there at the end of the game when it got tight. You know, they scored to pull within 3, and we threw the ball every play. and he made plenty of plays, you know, scrambled around, made some plays with his feet, made some plays on the move, threw on time, you know, so I thought it was well done by Jake.
Maybe, I don't know if maybe it's just kind of been assumed, but Brandon is the backup, or is there any competition there?
Yeah, I mean, those guys have competed all training camp, you know, and we've got a lot of confidence in Brandon. He's had years in the system. He does a really good job operating our team. And so I think those guys have both done a nice job, done what we need them to do.
What did you think of the way that the punters competed tonight? Both, I think, got 2 punts. And what's this next week going to be like for you and Darren as you try and
Well, we just talked through it. You know, we got to make those decisions before our next practice. So we'll talk through it and come to a conclusion as quick as we can.
What do guys like Trayvon Henderson and Trent Irwin mean to the team? Guys have been around a long time.
Who was the second one?
Sorry, Henderson and Irwin.
Henderson and Owen. Yeah, guys that love ball, guys that want to be about what we're about. You know, they're good glue guys in this locker room that work their tails off. They're here a lot. You always see those guys in the locker room, in the gym. It's important to them, and so you like being around guys like that.
Was it good to see Kwame kind of respond well after dropping that ball? He obviously recovered his, but
Right.
some plays on offense.
He did. You know, Kwame's at a nice camp, and so again, he stepped up now 2 weeks in a row in these games, and that's really good to see.
What does it mean to you, Zach, to see a defense with a lot of reserves out there, 2s and 3s, but still forcing the number of fumbles
Right.
you forced tonight? You recovered 2 of them. What does that say to you?
That just shows that it's seeped into our defensive culture. You know, how important it is to get the ball out. The coaches do a really good job of overemphasizing that. Players do a good job working in practice all the way from the Von Bells of the world all the way down. You hear it from our guys on the sideline tonight as guys got guys wrapped up and are an opportunity to do that. And so I think that's something that we've really improved on over the years, and we got to continue to be really good at it.
Seems like y'all aren't happy about something that led to the 15-yard penalty there in the fourth quarter. Kind of what happened there?
I'm not sure.
Zach, I know we talk about the fans a lot, but more than 120,000 tickets sold for 2 preseason games.
Yeah.
What does it say about this fan base right now?
Yeah, I thought the crowd tonight was outstanding. I did not expect to see that many people in the crowd, you know, for the last preseason game. As we all know, there's plenty of great things to do in Cincinnati, and they chose to come here tonight to watch us play, and that means a lot to us. It's appreciated. We saw it. You know, just goes to show kind of the general feeling amongst our fan base right now is they're pretty amped up to see this team play, and so we got to make them proud.
Safe to say handing out footballs at local bars pays off.
I think winning pays off. So
Coach, you sent out 5 Cincinnati guys.
yeah.
What was it like there, Coach?
Well, we're fortunate to have such great high school football here in the state of Ohio. Tremendous college football in the state of Ohio, and so those guys have represented us well. You know, it's not like we seek out, hey, let's go sign 3 local Cincinnati guys to be on our roster. We don't go about it that way. They've earned the right to be here, and there happen to be 5 of them on this team. We really had 6 with Drew Plitt last week, and just we're proud of the football culture that we have here in the area and in the state, and thought that those guys would represent us well at the coin toss.
And then the touchdown throw goes to a guy from spring.
Right. Yeah. You know, he's done a nice job too, and so it was good to see him rewarded there with that touchdown catch.
When you went back and
No, I was going to say, given where your depth is, it weren't like you were playing for a hell of a lot of spots out there tonight. That had to be kind of satisfying as well.
Sure, we owe it to our guys to give them the best opportunity to show themselves. You know, because they've come in here and worked hard for us, and we like to reward them to put them in good positions to be able to earn time here or somewhere else. And I think that our guys have been provided with plenty of opportunity. Everybody who's here, all 80 guys, to have an opportunity to put their best foot forward, and really proud of the guys that have been with us this entire time.
When you went back and watched the film during practices, what did you see from Cordell Wilson?
I see steady improvement. He's consistent. We know what we're getting out of him. It's really important to him. And again, we've seen steady improvement from him over the course of training camp.
What do you like about the way Zach Taylor fits into the defense?
Yeah, I thought Zach's made some plays for us. He's got the right mentality. He's played a lot of snaps in these preseason games. His none of our D tackles play that many snaps in a real game. So I think this has been a really good experience for him. I think it's going to serve him well when he plays a role for us, this upcoming year. And again, I think he's about the right stuff. So that's good to see. Hold on one second. Don't throw me off, Dave. Okay.
You said, going back to Wilson, sorry, I brought off now as well. You said football was important to him. What's a way to quantify that? When you can see, is there a way when the guy's still pretty new to show that football?
He's hungry. He's always asking for meeting time, asking good questions to the vets, and so you can just tell when the guy's you got a great mentality like that. He's a multi-time national champion. He comes from a winning culture, winning program. And you can just tell he exudes that as you're around him, and just his presence being around, is impressive to see from a young guy.
Did you have any conversations with Sean about the fight afterwards that ended up practice?
We put it behind us, but yeah, we went to dinner the next night, that night actually. So, we got a great relationship with our coaching staff, and so it was good to see a lot of those guys.
Once everything was settled, there wasn't really any further conversation to be had then.
There was about 70 of us together, so it seemed like it was settled to me.
They said they were handling things internally. Zach, are you doing likewise?
Yeah, I think we've all moved past it.
Also, I wanted to ask you about the decisions that await for the practice squad.
Yeah.
Obviously, you have to set the 53, but when you see the last couple of games preseason, are you thinking about practice squad as well as the back end of your roster?
Of course, yeah. There's always guys that you're trying to do the math on what you're going to keep and what position depth is important. I like that we got 16 guys now. That's helpful. You can fill a lot of needs there, and so again, we still have tough decisions to be made. Can't keep everybody that's been on the roster, but you certainly consider that over the last week and a half of guys that would be potentially good developmental players.
How much does the fact that someone may get claimed weigh to that decision, or can you not worry about what might happen after the 53 season?
You weigh everything, and so again, that's part of the decision making process. Sometimes that comes up in a year, sometimes it doesn't, and we'll start having those conversations over the next 48 hours.
You obviously made the call not to play Dax
Mhm.
tonight. What is
He made the team. I said he made the team.
Yeah, no doubt. But what is he showing you throughout preseason and training camp?
I think he's really hit the ground running, and started to play fast. I think early on in the process, you could see a guy that was just trying to get a grasp of the system. But these last couple of weeks, I think that he's played really fast, which is a tremendous trait of his. He's got really good speed, quickness. And so those are some of the things that have really shown up. And so you like to see a guy play to his strengths. As camp gets rolling, he gets more comfortable in the system. And so now it's about plugging him into the role as Jesse's coming in and playing every snap at free safety, finding the right role for him. And I know that Lou will be able to do that.
The 2 weeks until the season opener, what is this week kind of look like?
Yeah, so you handle the personnel stuff early in the week, and then you get a chance to spend a couple days not just focusing on the next opponent, but focusing on some things to get our guys, not in shape, but just more playing situations. Let's have some longer drives now and get these guys ready to go for a game in a week and a half. Then you start to turn your attention to the opponent. You hate to spend too much time on a team. You can overdo it. It's a team that we're familiar with. They're familiar with us. There's obviously been tweaks and changes by both sides, but we'll get a chance to start that process this week.
Well, Collins, one of those guys that still needs a little more gelling time.
What was the name?
Is LC Collins
LC.
need a little more gelling time still with the offensive line?
I think he's going to need every rep he can get. So these practices this week will be important to him. I don't care how long you've been around. Him and Jesse both. Just getting out there and playing football with your teammates and all that brings to it. It's difficult to simulate that. When you're doing rehab work or you're away. But both of those guys are pros. They've handled themselves the right way. and I have no doubt that they'll be ready to go, in a week and a half, and we're getting ready for Pittsburgh.
So the goal is for Jesse to practice this week.
Yes.
It's gonna be a heavy, couple days. Is it gonna be heavy, like a training campish?
No, not training camp. Nope. It's more, the early phase. We'll be getting with Joey Bose and his staff, and then as the week goes, some good on good, some scout team work. It'll be a mixture of things.
Real quick to clarify, when James said practice, you mean, does that include team drills this week?
Yeah. The first 2 days were just get him back in the flow, get him an individual. He was off to the side a little bit, but to practice against another opponent probably wasn't in everyone's best interest. So we'll get some good work here. He's a guy who's played 3 years in this system. So, it's different than a lot of other people. He's as experienced. He's probably played, I haven't looked this up, but as many or more snaps than anybody we got on the roster, aside from, probably. That's probably a true statement that I just made up. So, he's a guy that can really lean on that experience quickly.
Do you have to remove the roster exemption for him, or can he?
No, he didn't suit up tonight. Nope. Yep.
And then I guess there's been a lot of conversation throughout the offseason about the offensive line and how it looked. Now that you got a chance to see whatever it was out of the, just with all the injuries throughout training camp, what do you make of that unit as you guys now enter the regular season?
I think they've made good progress as a unit. You'll find out a lot more as you really kick the season off and get these games underway. And it's a long season, and you have time. Sometimes we'll hit the ground running week one and be where we want to be and just try to keep improving on that. Other times you just need some games to sort it out and find your strengths and find your weaknesses and play to that. And so I'm just excited to see what this team is about as we get to week one. So, thank you.
Thanks, Zach.